You know, I wanted to talk about, speaking of libraries, we have in the library, uh, we've applied to have our book marked in the Library of Congress, give it a number that cause it that allows it to expand beyond Amazon. Now booksellers can buy our book and put it on their bookshelves. Library of Congress now will curate these books that we've created into the Library of Congress, which is phenomenal. And we have someone who has already decided to use book number one in their book club. And some of you, if you have a book club, definitely suggest bringing this book into the book club because it would really spark some amazing conversations. Um, all right, so I've got our next author is Carl Roberts. Carl Roberts, your chapter is called Split Smart, Not Hard. And I wanted to share a little bit of your background because you've done a lot of curating of resources on your own with your own organization, but there was a special platform that you created with the as a I guess a heart project to for this community. So thank you, Carl, for being part of this anthology series. My question I have for you is, what is the one message you hope readers take from your chapter?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for including me on this. Greatly appreciate y'all and the hard work that y'all do. Pardon my Alabama accent, but it is, it's right there in the title. Right? It's split smart, not hard, and it's really as simple as that. Is kind of choose peace, not conflict, and that's what this industry, for lack of a better word, is built upon. It's built upon trying to have people choose conflict as opposed to what's best for them and choosing peace. And we all know all too well that it just takes one, right? And we can be doing all the right things that we want, but we can't control the other. And so it is in that sense that, I created, the SplitSmart was inspired. And it is an online divorce organizational tool that, again, puts the guardrails where we want them. That's part of the challenge in these systems. And instead of putting the guardrails to reinforce everybody's path to a better and brighter and more prosperous future, the systems are absolutely greasing the skids to send us down to the low road for money. And so don't let yourself be sucked into that by the other or by the system is the purpose of Split Smart.
You know that you're right. It seems like the I I work in the realms of family court and dependency court. And dependency court with the foster system, the goal, I think there's bad actors everywhere. But I would say that the dependency court, it's all about reunification, even if a caregiver has been deemed guilty of abuse or neglect. Their goal is to put measures in place to bring to resolve those problems that have kept them apart. So the goal of bringing them together. Family court, unfortunately, is motivated differently. It's you hire an attorney, and attorneys are just, bulldogs that do what they do. They are about they've been hired by a client to win whatever it takes. Unfortunately, you're not fighting over a company or a house or anything. You're fighting over a human being. And that human being, if not handled the proper way, you'll destroy that which is most valuable to you. It, is this child's vision of what their childhood was. Um, so it's definitely got split smart. Um, it's my feeling is this, divorce is not the evil. It's the way that it's done. Because actually, divorce or separation can create completion of something unhealthy to allow some sort of a new healthy relationship to arise. Um,
Well,
because
as we all know, that I mean, kind of the money is the root of all evil type thing. But yeah, I mean, there's no money in prevention. There's no money in putting people, keeping people, families together, or keeping both parents in the child's life. There's only money in conflict. And we could have a long discussion again about the child welfare system and dependency court. I certainly don't have the opinion that you do of its intent. I think that again, that's a whole nother story. But the chore is for, again, so when people kind of head down this path of divorce, I mean, and most, I think my chapter is a little bit outlier within this book, is that most everybody else is kind of focused on post and healing and doing better with what's happened with you before. Mine chapter is more about the process itself. And where, again, I think one of the challenges for all of us is that we always reckon with is, how do we catch that person beforehand, right? How do we catch them before it all goes off the rails? And the fact of the matter is, we just can't. I mean, because the people that are hearing us aren't necessarily are the good actors, so to speak, as opposed to the bad actors. They're going to just do their thing, right? And for whatever motivation that they have, they're just doing their thing. And what we want everybody to do is just to realize how much easier peace is than conflict on not only your bank accounts, but your mentality, your psychology, and most importantly, your kids. And but it is quite up. I mean, so when I talk about SplitSmart and this tool to kind of keep you on that high road, on the high road to a better tomorrow, it is the guardrails of transparency and individual accountability. And if you can, so, and the problem is it takes two, right? And so one person can be transparent, one person can instill their own accountability, but unless the other one's participating, I guess that's one of the challenges of my tool. Unless the other is participating, then it's kind of all for naught. But it's part of my push right now to kind of get more courts to adopt it from a pilot project perspective and see the merits of it, of the couples using this particular application to go through the process, and how much easier it is on the courts, on the judges, but most importantly on the families and the children.
I got you. So you're reaching out to the courts in your area in Alabama to get them to integrate it into as a pilot program.
Well, the accent's Alabama. I'm in Colorado.
Oh, that's what I thought. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, now, okay, so now I'm clear. I was like, did I get it wrong? Because I thought
yeah,
you were doing Colorado,
yep,
but then you said Alabama. See, your accent.
yeah. It's I go home every once in a while, get it recharged.
I
And,
I went to the University of Alabama and I came home with an instant accent and it took me a while to shake it.
you graduated from Alabama?
I went there for a few years and then my dad got in an almost deadly accident. And so I transferred to back to Central Florida in Lakeland.
Okay, well, after your show today, then you have to watch the Alabama Auburn game.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's at 7:30 your time.
Okay. All right, noted. All
So,
right. All right. So what gives you hope for families who are struggling today?
You know, I've thought about that, and it is hard. I mean, again, it just really has to be, what what has given me hope is my faith. And I think that's what, hopefully more people will turn to and lean on to give them hope, because you've got a great evil stacked up against you. It's not just the other person. You've got a system that profits on your pain. And, and, and I'm, yes, it's a hard hill to climb. And, but people hopefully they'll find more comfort, more strength, more resilience, more power in
Mhm.
their faith.
Thank you. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for joining us today on Friday weekend. I sure appreciate it, your time and all the ways that you've contributed to our strategic alliance and the book. And and I see another person in the room and it's time for her to speak. So thank you, Carl. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to start it back up. And the next one is Rael.
Rael.
Wow.
Rael.
I'm going to
Rael.
sit here and listen in on Rael.